Good morning to all of you. In previous slides we have seen that different types of force. We have talked about the balanced force, we have talked about the unbalanced force and net force, that in case of balanced force the resultant force is always equal to 0, and in the case of unbalanced force the resultant force is not equal to 0, and the unbalanced force is also known as external force, which is required to change the speed of moving body, to change the shape of a moving body, to change the direction of a moving body, to stop a moving body, or to move a stationary body. As we all know that force, we can never see the force, we can only see the effect of the force, we can feel the force. And there are various things, and in our day-to-day life we perform various activities with the help of force. So now in this regards we will continue with the types of force, that is known as contact force as well as non-contact force. So today we will study about the contact force and non-contact force. First of all, for the force to take place, there is requirements of two bodies. At least two bodies should be there. There should be interaction between the bodies then only the work will be applied on it. So whenever we are talking about the forces are divided into two categories. One is contact force and other is non-contact force. तो first we will deal with the contact force. हम लोग पहले contact force के बारे में बात करेंगे. What do we mean by contact forces? First of all, in the contact forces, the definition of the contact forces is the force which come into play when two bodies are in physical contact with each other. Means if two bodies are there and if they are in physical contact with each other, then only the force come into exist. That type of force is said to be contact force. And so when we are going through the contact force, so first of all the contact force, that is a friction, applied force, a force typical pushing a door or opening a door or pulling a rope. In this, what is happening, the rope and the person both are in contact with each other. So since both the persons are in contact with each other and then only the force is applied on the body, then this type of force is known as contact force. Whereas friction force, it is very much important, and this topic is important for your because it is the next chapter also of class 8, and it is important for your 9th class also as well as for 11th also. So friction, what does the friction mean? Friction, simply we say that friction always opposes the motion. Friction always opposes the motion, and it come into play when two objects rubbed against each other. When two objects rubbed against each other, like when we ride bicycle, and when we what happens suddenly when we don't pedal the bicycle, after some times the bicycle get stopped. Why the bicycle get stopped? Between the tire and the road a force is acting which is always opposing the motion. That force is nothing but friction force. So friction always opposes the motion, and it is a type of contact force. Third, we are dealing with the normal force, which is for the higher classes, and we will see what do we mean by normal force. It is a type of force which is used for balancing anything. Suppose a book is resting on a surface on a table, then the surface is always the surface will exert an upward force on the book. वो book पे क्या करेगा, वो जो table होगा वो एक upward force exert करेगा. किस लिए exert करेगा? To support the weight of the book. So normal force is a type of force. So is the support force exerted upon an object that is in contact with another stable object. Now we are coming with air resistance. It is a type of friction force that acts upon objects as they travel through the air. As you see that if you are riding a bicycle and if the air is blowing in the direction of bicycle, so you have your bicycle will the speed of the bicycle will increase. But if the air is moving in the opposite direction, so what will happen? The speed of the bicycle will decrease. Means you have to apply now more external force to ride that bicycle. So these are the types of contact force. Contact force, there is also more type of contact force, which are here our muscular force. Muscular force is a type of also contact force, because if we are lifting anything or if we are pushing anything, suppose we are pushing a block, here it is seen. So these while pushing the block, what we are doing, we are applying the force, and this force is why due to the action of muscle. So this type of force is known as muscular force, in which we are applying the force due to the action of muscle. So these the contact force mainly for class 8 we have to deal with the muscular force as well as friction force. Muscular force is a force in which the action is due to the muscles. Means there is suppose we are pushing anything, we are lifting anything, so we are getting the energy with the help of muscles. So force due to the action of muscles, that is known as muscular force. And second is frictional force. Frictional force always opposite the direction of motion. Now we will deal with the non-contact force. Non-contact force, as the name suggests, in the contact force what is happening, the bodies when they are in physical contact with each other, then only a force is experienced. Here the definition is also forces experienced by bodies when they are in physical contact with each other, means they are in touch with each other. Suppose you have to lift a bucket of water, so what will happen? You have to be in touch with the bucket of water. You have to touch the bucket of water and lift it up. So in this what will happen? The force is experienced by the body when the two objects, your hand and the buckets, are in contact with each other. This type of force is known as contact force. On the other hand, frictional force, in the case of frictional force also, as we have seen that in the frictional force, when the body is rubbed on each other, when two bodies are in contact with each other, and when one body is rubbed over other, then the friction force always acts in the direction opposite to the direction of the motion of the object. And in the when we are dealing with the non-contact force, so what do we mean by non-contact force? Non-contact force are the forces which is experienced by bodies even if they are not in physical contact with each other. If the bodies are not in physical contact with each other, then also what is happening, the force is experienced by the bodies. That type of force is known as non-contact force. And here the example is our magnetic force, electrostatic force and gravitational force. Like you are seeing a magnet. If you will take a magnet, and we all know the magnet has two poles, one pole is north pole and other pole is south pole. And if we will take a magnet, and if we will bring a magnetic material near to the magnet, or if we will take other magnet and place near to the one magnet, so what will happen? Either if the pole will same, both the magnet will repel each other, and if the pole will be not same, if the pole is unlike pole, so they will attract each other. अगर दोनों magnet का pole same रहेगा तो दोनों क्या करेंगे? मैग्नेट नॉर्थ पोल को अगर हम लोग एक साइड अट्रैक्ट कराने की कोशिश करेंगे तो दे विल रिपेल ईच अदर. और अगर एक पोल नॉर्थ होगा, दूसरा पोल साउथ होगा, सो व्हाट विल हैपन? दे विल अट्रैक्ट ईच अदर. इन दिस what is happening means both the magnet are not in physical contact with each other. They are only in interaction with each other, and they are not in physical contact with each other. But due to one magnet, the other magnet is also experiencing a force. Or in the place of magnet, we bring a iron needle also and a magnet. So iron needle will move towards the magnet. Means this force is experienced without they are in touch. So that is known as magnetic force. Second is our electrostatic force, the force exerted by a charged body on another charged body. This is the things which we have done when we are very much small, when we are small kids, that we are taking a comb and simply rubbing it on our hair. जब हम लोग बाल पे अपने वो कंघे को रगड़ते थे तो what is happening? So this comb become charged on and it get attracted a piece of paper. In this what is happening? First of all, the comb is not charged and paper is not charged. But as soon as we are rubbing the comb on the hair, now the comb is becoming charged, and this is also known as electrostatic force. Is also known as we say that it is a process, we say charging by friction. So in this, the force experienced or force exerted by a charged body on another charged body or uncharged body. So this is a type of also non-contact force. And third is our gravitational force, that is attractive force. Gravitational force is always attractive force, and it always exert, means all the type of force exert between two objects. Like if we will drop a ball from a height, a gravitational force will attract that ball towards itself. And since this ball and the gravitational that earth is not in contact with each other, but then also the gravity is gravitational force is exerting and it is attracting the ball towards itself, so that is also a type of non-contact force. So today we have seen what the type of contact force as well as non-contact force. कॉन्टैक्ट फोर्स में क्या होना जरूरी है कि जब दो बॉडी एक दूसरे से टच में रहेंगी, व्हेन दे आर इन फिजिकल कॉन्टैक्ट विद ईच अदर, देन ओनली द फोर्स इज एक्सर्टेड एक्सपीरियंस बाय देम. एंड इन द केस ऑफ नॉन कॉन्टैक्ट फोर्स, द फोर्स एक्सपीरियंस बाय बॉडीज इवन इफ दे आर नॉट इन फिजिकल कॉन्टैक्ट विद ईच अदर. अगर वो दोनों फिजिकल कॉन्टैक्ट, अगर इंट्रैक्शन में रहेंगी, बट इफ दे आर नॉट इन फिजिकल कॉन्टैक्ट विद ईच अदर, देन ऑल्सो द फोर्स इज मींस एक्सर्टेड on a body. So this is all about contact force as well as non-contact force, and there are many day-to-day examples on this contact force as well as non-contact force. And now after this we will see about the various things in the next classes. Thank you. And after when you are preparing this and when you are listening the lecture, after listening the lecture, please make notes in your own, means in take a copy, take a notebook and start making the notes of the important topic. Thank you.